Okay, let's jump right into it. First thing we got to do is go to hootboard.com/create-board. This is where we go to set up the board and pick the one we want to choose. At the end, you will add your email and your password, but we will start by setting it up with this process. All right, so let's set up your board. Whenever you set up a board, you will see the screen where it says Create Board. Once you click on that, you want to choose the preset selection most relevant to you. From here, you'll set up the business name, description, and it will ask you to add your logo and the like. So I filled in a little description here. I'm going to drag and drop a logo. This is actually a logo from the local area, the county in which I live in Douglas County, Kansas, and Lawrence more specifically. So we're drag and drop and uploading that. And you want to make sure you meet the description length for the description length up there. So make sure you fill that out as completely as you can. I'm just going to say something very simple where I say something nice about my area. We're a great place to work, live, and play. Okay, very good. Now hit continue. Okay, next you want to put your location in. And now we want to set up our login information. So a very familiar process, first name, last name, email, very common thing here. Make sure you pick a good password and make sure you use an email that doesn't already exist in our system. Of course, the passwords need to match whenever you set up your login information. So yeah, first name, last name, email, matching passwords, make them strong so they are secure. And go ahead and click sign up, and that will take you to your main admin area for your board. All right, you'll notice the pre-selection of collection hashtags in the posted Hoot that will help guide you setting up your board as well. These tips you see for a successful Hoot board will help put you in the right direction. You'll also have a very intuitive setup checklist over here on the right side of the board that will help you get set up with some of the best practices. Observe all of the various steps that you can engage here, from setting up your board to putting collections together, posting content, setting up your kiosk, and sharing your Hoot board with others. So it's a very handy way. Just go through it one by one, step by step, and do that. So let's start off by customizing our board. You can start by changing the background of your board, preferably to something that makes sense for the area in which you live and your visitors might see. In my case, I'm going to add a popular location in our county and an overhead view of the University of Kansas that shows much of the area. Keep in mind you can change these later if you so choose, much like updating your cover photo on Facebook. You can even set up custom color choices. If your organization has brand colors with hexadecimal numbers, you can easily input those numbers here and get a consistent color. You'll notice the tabs up here that show the board profile. This is where you can update the information with a name, description, if you so choose. You can update the logo as well. You can even get a short URL if you want. Your default URL is long and cumbersome, so if you want a short URL to put on your marketing materials for easier access and a more memorable exposure to your brand, you can do that. Just make sure the URL you choose is one you want to keep. This action cannot be undone, so if you need to engage with other decision makers in your office, please do so before you choose to update the URL, because once it's done, it is done. Okay, so now we're back in the main board area. This is where you'll update content with Hoots and organize them with collection hashtags. Okay, next on the checklist, we can invite admins to the board. There is a good chance that you'll want to have more than one person to have access to the admin board, or admin rights to this board rather. This will allow multiple people to post, edit, update, and share the board. You can invite them here via email and set up a custom message to them as well. This is also the area where you can see who is in charge of the board, their contact information, and what their right is. So we can come over here, check out where we are with the setup checklist. We are past the invite others, and now we're going to the customized collections set. This is a very important step to the setup process. Having a good collection selection properly organized separates good boards from great boards. With the visitor board default, you can choose, we chose earlier, your board comes pre-selected with collections. You can add more or even delete these if they don't fit the experience you are looking for. But we found these are a good way to start with any DMO board. So from there, we're going to want to click the Add Collection button to add your next collection. Think about what your visitors will like to do most when engaging your board or website. Everyone likes saving money, so adding things like food specials, drink specials, or anything coupon related is a great thing to consider. Some people really enjoy learning about the history of an area, so having a collection you can use when you post your historical content is a good idea. Perhaps your area is popular for a particular activity. Where I'm from, we have a significant amount of hunters who visit our area, so having content that is relevant to them is also a good idea. This part of the process truly needs to be thought through considerably to ensure you provide a great experience for your visitors. The good news is that you can always add or subtract collections at any time, so don't think you always need to use the same collections. If one doesn't work out the way you had thought it would work out, no problem, just add another and try again. Now that we have some collections to choose from, we are ready to set up apps. We can use an app to organize our collections. Apps can be used in multiple ways on your HootBoard. In this case, we'll use it to curate a collection, so click on Add App. Then once we do that, we'll click the Collections app. And in this instance, we're going to make an app for food specials to shout out our food specials I'm going to add later in the Hoots. You can then add an image that best fits the collections apps you choose. You can even add a custom image. You'll now want to select a collection that best associates with the app you just made. In this case, it'll be food specials. So we go to the collection app settings, we go to the form here and type in food specials with the collection we just added a minute ago. And now we're set up, ready to go. If you go back to the board, you'll now see the app is in the upper area, very easy to access, and it looks good. It's divided nicely. And then we want to add another app that is a calendar app suggestion. And it's the same process of identifying how you want to present the app. Choose something that shows a relevant app image, like a calendar or some sort of checklist. And then you'll want to hit the create app section and go to board. And then you'll also have a collection of apps. And as you can see, it starts to fill out. And you have a calendar now that you can add your events to. We'll make another app, another collections app with one of our pre-selected collections. We go over and click add app. In this one, we're going to make a collections app for the topic of events, so we can curate our event Hoots that we will post here in a moment. Just select your image here, go through and find the one that best suits your needs here. This one looks like a good one. Hit next, and then we're going to see, as you can see, events is already pre-populated. We create the app, go back to the app, go back to the board. And now you see we have a collection of apps just now, and it gives you an idea of how to create and populate the upper area of the board to collect your apps. So now we are ready to post some content or post your first Hoot. We're following through the checklist nicely. So next step is to post your first Hoot. To accomplish this, we need to choose from some content, and I'm going to use the select content from the CVB website here in Lawrence, Kansas. They organize their content in events here, and we can populate it with the HootBoard. And so here's a link that identifies fun events that are kid-friendly. We can take that URL, add it to the board, and we can choose a button so that the user can follow the link to the specific website and find more specific deals on the kid-friendly events. We can organize this by using collections. The kid-friendly collection is a useful one in this case, and we can add many different collections as well, since this relates to many different collections. Okay, so let's add a link to post a Hoot for the kid-friendly event. So let's select link. We can post it there. It should pre-populate the content. Give it a second. Okay, we see the family events. We can add an optional note if we want, something like fun family events or something along those lines. Yeah, there we go, fun family events in Lawrence. We can add a button that shouts out a more specific call to action. I'm going to put view family events. Remember, this is going to go directly to that link so people can view the website. I'm going to choose a color, click next, and now we can use our hashtags or collections apps to make events, kid friendly. Let's see, anything else? Let's do activities, that's relevant, and front page. Okay, so let's post the Hoot. And there it is, right there. And as you can see, it pushes the other Hoot to the right, and creates a nice user experience. Next, we're going to post an event called Final Fridays. It's a big art show, big art walk at the end of each month on a Friday. So we're going to take the link directly, and we're going to post a Hoot, and we're going to use the event, and let's post it here. Should pre-populate. There it is. And you can see it pulls the image from the website itself. And then you can even add another button like we did before. We're going to add something like learn about Final Fridays. I was looking at the website to see what specifically it was about. People can learn more. We can add a color. And we can even add an expiration date if we so choose. So if we click on this, we can remove it on Saturday. Since it's a final Friday, we can remove it on Saturday since we don't have to manually remove it. That'll help keep the board clean after the event is over. So there it is. And let's post the events. Let's go there. And front page, post it now. And there it is, Final Fridays. And as you can see, we're starting to fill out a nice set of Hoots here, and that we are starting to push over. We can even delete Hoots. We can edit them by removing them if we don't want the public to see a specific Hoot. So I'm going to delete this one, and there we are. And as you can see, that follows the collections system we put together when it's tagged by. So whenever you click on the specific app collections up here, you'll see that it populates. And imagine a board with like 100 postings, and people want to navigate it. That's when the collections come in really handy, so people know specifically what they're looking for and what is relevant to them, and they can identify the content they need for them. Next, if you want to connect your HootBoard to your popular apps, you can do that using Zapier. Here you can connect your favorite social and other useful apps to your board. All you need to do is connect it with your login information, and you can create a more social experience for your visitors. You can also set up your kiosk here if that's relevant to you. We also offer a digital touchscreen kiosk experience, and here's where you can divide the screens or choose the kind of billing experience you would like to have. You can even add more engagement units if needed. Feel free to reach out for more information about billing if needed. We are always here to help navigate the billing experience for you. In this section, we can also set up a 30-day trial period if you want to try it out with a digital touchscreen, a kiosk. Please make sure you have a qualified kiosk before doing so. And next, you can share your HootBoard with your email contacts. This is a great way to get the word out that you are using a HootBoard to share your content. You can invite followers here. You can even add a specific message to your contacts. Invite them to share with their contacts as well as help get the word out. Now that you are up and running, you'll want to add content to your HootBoard. Remember to organize it using collections and consistently invite users to engage with it. By adding useful strategies, you'll find that your users will be very thankful for a nicely set up and curated content that is useful and meaningful to them. Please subscribe to our newsletter for updated content strategies, and thank you for listening. I'm Brian from HootBoard.com. Thank you.